Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have missed you guys. This is my very first Christmas 2025 creation and it is in collaboration with Nicole Mold, a Buan Nicole. Guys, I had a huge box of giant bauble lidded pots sent to me and I am telling you, I was so excited. I've seen these on Nicole's Instagram page and I was so fully obsessed and in love, and then I got the message asking if they could send me some, and of course guys, I had to say yes because these are absolutely stunning. Now guys, if you are new here, hello, hi, welcome. If you've been with me a while, you will have seen these Buan Nicole molds before. They all come with solid plastic magnetic mold housings, holding them all together and keeping them in place. They are honestly elite, top-notch molds. Now, each and every one of these comes with a lid. These are lidded pots, perfect for your candle making. If you are a candle maker, perfect for that. In fact, that is really what Nicole Mold promotes a lot over on Instagram, but definitely check out the website down below. I'll leave the details alongside your code. Each lid has a corresponding pot. Now, the best part is you don't have to, there's no guesswork. You don't have to have a degree to work out what pot goes with what lid, because each of the mold housings are embossed on the outside as well as the inside, holding everything together, right? So you know automatically what lid goes with what pot. Now, I am using Jesmonite AC100 in this video. You can use any eco-pouring medium you wish, and you can also use epoxy resin. So whichever route you want to go down, you go down it. I had no idea how much to make and too lazy to measure, so we immediately went with 300 grams of Jesmonite AC100 liquid. I'm going for Christmas colours, which means all of the Christmas feels are coming out in today's video, of course. So to get my powder content, you just want to times that by 2.5. So Jesmonite is a ratio of 1 to 2.5. We've already got our 300 grams liquid. We now need to multiply that by 2.5, which of course I always use my calculator for, even though that's quite simple maths. Never want to get it wrong. And that's how much powder you put in. Now, I do tend to sieve my Jesmonite AC100 powder just because this big box of powder lives in my garage. And of course, this stuff can get lumpy and clumpy. So I do always recommend sieving your Jesmonite AC100 powder. Jesmonite AC100 is much more thicker than any other eco-pouring medium that I ever use. So here we've got 750 grams of powder. Now, the reason I sieve it is because of that. It's so thick. All of the other eco-pouring mediums that I use are generally a lot more watery, especially if they use water. You know, you don't always get a part B being a liquid, right? If you've got a water-based one where you just use tap water, they're very watery compared to Jesmonite. And I've never had to sieve those powders. Never. They literally melt into the water. But Jesmonite AC100 being a lot thicker, definitely needs a sieve. I found this quite hard. I'm definitely investing in a vibration plate very soon. My hands are giving up on a weekly basis. If you guys watch my home channel, definitely check out my home channel this week. But yeah, my hands are not like they used to be. So a vibration plate is definitely on the cards for me right now. Each of these lids has got the hook, right, for the bauble for you to add your ribbon. So you do need to get your finger right down in there, especially with Jesmonite AC100. You probably don't need to do that if you're using a much more watery eco-pouring medium or an epoxy resin. But with Jesmonite AC100, just to be on the safe side, I am getting my finger right down in there and I'm shoving it down in, making sure that that goes right into that gorgeous hook at the top. This did get messy, but do you know what? It's been a while. It has been so long since I've done Jesmonite AC100, and in fact, I've had a few messages. Guys, do you not do Jesmonite anymore, Claire? You know, literally messages from people saying, hey, have you finished with Jesmonite? Never. Never will I ever. It's just that my Halloween series it was all filmed in such a short space of time that it just ended up being 100% epoxy resin. However, guys, I have to say this as well. Christmas for me lends itself more to the eco pouring mediums. It truly does. There's something about Christmas that brings out the eco in me, you know? And I just love. So yeah, there's a few more Jesmonite AC100 videos coming your way, and other eco pouring mediums. So as we go, we just tap. Now, in the beginning, you saw I poured 300 grams of Jesmonite AC100 liquid. I had no idea how much these would take. I then added to that 750 grams of Jesmonite AC100 powder, right? Now, that amount total was just not enough for 2 of these. So we already know we're going to need about 160 grams of Jesmonite AC100 powder, or are we? I don't know, because at this point I'm rambling, right? Who knows? The video's going to tell us in a minute. So as soon as I'm pouring into these, the mold housing keeps these molds exactly where they need to be. You haven't got much room to play at the top. And this really only matters if you're using Jesmonite AC100 because it's so thick and dense. Any other eco pouring medium will probably just flow easily down and in, whereas Jesmonite, you just need to tap the life out of that mold. So tapping whilst pouring was not easy for me. It was not easy for my hands. And that is the main reason I only made 4 out of the whopping 6 molds that were sent to me. But I will be making those other 2 molds at a later date. So again, eat, sleep, repeat, guys. Pour it down in the mold. Shove your finger down into the lid, making sure that all of your medium, whatever medium you're using, all of that gets down and in to the top of the lid where we're going to be tying our bows. Shake, tap, making sure that all air bubbles have been released. Again, don't need to do any tap with epoxy resin, but the ecos, yes. Now this is where I realized I did not make enough for 2 of these baubles, right? So at this point, I already know I'm not going to get an identical colour match. So what I'm doing is I'm literally just rubbing the inside of this lid, and then I'm just going to tilt it and allow that Jesmonite to get right into all of the nooks and crannies and all of the details, so that at least the lid will be 100% the same colour as the base. I do have to fill this lid up and make a little bit more Jesmonite, but here you see, look, already I'm not colour matching, because getting the same colour twice is virtually impossible if you have made 2 completely separate mixes, right? So that's it. Tap all the way. Okay, this is where it gets real. Okay, so for the next bauble, right, we already know 150 grams was not enough for 1 bauble. So I've gone for 160 grams of Jesmonite AC100 pigment and 400 grams of the powder, because again, it's 160 times 2.5, right? This one we're going down with the red because, oh, guys, these reds and greens, they are so giving. Like all of the Home Alone vibes. You know, that red and green, that traditional, old school, Victorian, you know, what's his name? What's his name? I can't even think of. Dickensian. You know, that Dickensian, traditional, Victorian, beautiful red and green Christmas, right? That's where I'm going with these baubles. I just thought they would lend themselves perfectly to these. Now, talking about the molds themselves, I've already said that they all come with their own magnetic housing. They are elite, guys, elite. But also, these could be used for anything, right? They're lidded pots at the end of the day. So, A, for me, I'll be using them as home decor pieces. But B, I think they would make an absolutely beautiful gift box, right? Like, oh gosh, stop. Imagine you're getting like engaged at Christmas. Don't propose to your girlfriends on Christmas Day, guys. Just leave it, you know, leave it for another day. Christmas Day is not the one. But imagine if you did propose on Christmas Day. And then you could put the ring in one of these baubles. Oh my gosh, how cute would that be? So romantic, stop it. Anyway, yeah, perfect gift boxes, especially for smaller things. Like if you're getting somebody like a charm for a bracelet or earrings or something small that would fit into these. I mean, a watch would also fit into these. Also money. Let's just not play around. Money would fit into these. Yeah, they're just perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, how did we get on with that measurement? We are just slightly short. So this was very much trial and error, working out how much exactly I will need for each bauble. Now, I'll be honest, it's probably on the Boo and Nicole website somewhere, but I did need a teeny tiny extra amount for this, which I did off camera, and I filled the mold. Now, next up, we're going to brush the mold with mica powder. Jesmonite AC100 does pick up mica powder quite well. It doesn't pick it up like it would, like epoxy resin would, but Jesmonite AC100 does a great job of picking up mica powder. I don't want these to be, oh, the irony actually, because they do end up being quite gold. I didn't want these to be fully 100% gold. I wanted them to be a little bit gold, a little bit black, a little bit rustic, right? So I am just using this gold shimmer powder to dust the inside of the mold, but not the whole mold, right? I still want the black to come through. And black and gold, again, it's a really, really Christmassy colour. I don't use black and gold, but I use a lot of gold. For me, black and gold is very, very New Year's Eve kind of vibes. Again, New Year's Eve is a great time to get engaged if anyone's thinking about proposing. New Year's Eve definitely wins over Christmas Day. So yeah, here we are. Again, I'm going to spare you all too much footage, but I ended up going for 173 grams of Jesmonite liquid on this one, hoping that I've just got the sweet spot, like hoping that this was just enough for one of these baubles. So 173 grams of Jesmonite liquid, and then times by 2.5. Now, again, the tapping was enough for me at this point. My hands were on the brink. Now, I don't know if any of you can see the thickness of this particular mixture. Now that is because I probably put in a bit too much pigment. I definitely noticed this more with the black Jesmonite AC100, like actual branded pigment with the black. See how kind of gloopy and dollopy that is? I think I overdid it with the pigment, but I'm not going to worry too much. I'm just going to make sure that I leave these in the molds well and truly. Instead of demolding in about 30 minutes, I planned to come back up in about an hour just to make sure that they were fully set. I was also worried about the tops, you know, where we're going to tie the bows. So I wasn't too worried about the pigment having a detrimental effect on the finished result. But I would say I was spot on with the measurements. Now, I left it about an hour and a half and I realised I was losing the light so quickly. So I ran up to the craft room thinking it's going to be so dark in my craft room. This is with the light on and we've still got some daylight left. But guys, absolutely obsessed. Obsessed, capital O. In love, capital L. You just have to drill out. See the section there? You just have to drill that out to be able to put your gorgeous bows in there. And yeah, I'm so happy with the way these came out. Now, the one thing I will say is that whilst I did want a combination of the black and the gold, for me, this was a little bit too dark. I didn't necessarily want, yeah, I don't know. I think at this point, I just would have preferred full coverage on the gold. You know, that band of black around the middle, I just wasn't feeling it at all. So I did decide to go ahead and change that up a bit, which you guys will see. Now, if you follow Nicole Mold, Boo and Nicole on Instagram, you will see that with the videos they've got promoting these molds, they've actually just made them out of the natural eco pouring medium. Boo and Nicole does her own eco pour, right? Eco pouring medium. So what they've done is they've used natural eco pouring medium in its natural state. Then they've used their own pigments alongside the varnish to paint them. And they are stunning. stunning. Honestly, the results are simply stunning. So whichever route you take, again, whatever your budget is, whatever works for you, then you do what's best for you. But I have to say, this green, mwah, chef's kiss. Love this green bauble. Not just the design, that stunning ribbed design, gorgeous, but the green, oh, it just screams Christmas. It screams Christmas. Okay, the next thing for me to do was to finish these up. Now the bottoms do all need a little bit of a sand, but first up we're gonna drill these holes out. Now honestly, I just used my jewellery drill because it's such a thin, super paper thin wall of Jesmonite that I just need to break out. You know, I could probably even just use a cocktail stick or something that's just going to poke it out. But again, jewellery drill came through, did the great job. And I also ended up using my deburring tool. I've put a new blade on it, and just shove that in, whack that around 360 degrees, and it cleans up those edges like a dream. So again, beautiful. Just making them all nice and neat for when we tie our ribbons. I actually cannot wait now to do the final two baubles because they've got really interesting patterns on them as well, really intricate. So I will be doing those in another video. But yeah, so far so good. Love, love, love. Now, black and gold. Like I said, I weren't feeling it. It was too like catch a grenade for you. Do you know what I mean? It was too grenadey. With the black, it just looked way too, like, I don't know what it looks like to me, but I need it more sparkly. I need it more pretty. I need it more Christmassy. So I'm using gold, rub and buff. Now you saw on screen there, wear gloves. Guys, wear gloves, because rub and buff is nothing like the embellishment waxes from Prima that I've used before on my channel, right? They just wash off. They're so easy. They just wipe off with a wet wipe. Rub and buff, no. This stuff did not want to leave my hands. So use gloves when you're using rub and buff. And also rub and buff has a real chemical smell. Like you can tell it almost smells very similar to like an oil paint terpsy smell. So use gloves. But guys, as soon as this started coming out more gold, I was so happy. Now you can see some air pockets on this one because you've got those little round beaded areas. Really, a bit more tapping, and even getting your fingers down and rubbing the eco pouring medium all around the inside of the mold before you put the mold back in the mold housing. That's the only way to get rid of the air bubbles in those teeny tiny intricate little beaded areas. Of course, I didn't think about that at the time. I was just thinking that tapping would be enough. Now next up, it was time to attach bows. I'm using a combination of velvet bows, white bow and some tartan. My hands weren't working at this point. I was fully unable to bend my fingers, so I'm saving you the footage of me struggling to tie even a basic bow, and we're just gonna skip ahead to how they look on my beautiful fireplace. Guys, the weather outside is frightful. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. Oh, jingle bells. How beautiful are these, truly? Like, truly beautiful. Now, like I said, guys, the details are going to be down below, but if you follow Boo and Nicole on Instagram, you will see these made for candles, right? You can actually, put your wax down in, make your candles, and what a beautiful Christmas gift that would be. I mean, fill mine with money. Do you know what I mean? I'm only kidding. But I love them. I'm absolutely obsessed. I absolutely love the way they look on. They're not going to live on my fireplace. They're only on here for display reasons. And this is now my excuse to my husband as to why I have to decorate for Christmas so early in like the beginning of November, so that I can film Christmas videos and have that backdrop that I need to make them pop. I absolutely love these. If you are interested, again, it's all down in the description box below. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you love them as much as I do. Thank you so much to Boo and Nicole for sending these over to me. I cannot wait to make more. Let me know if you have these molds, and also let me know if you had these molds. What color scheme would you be going for? What is your Christmas color scheme? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for being here. I have missed you. I'm so happy to be back filming for Christmas 2025, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.